The challenges that Iowa's farmers are expected to face in the future will require the kind of collaborative, creativity, innovation, transparency, and science-based approaches that only the Leopold Center can provide. It is about sustaining life with that most basic element, food. How we grow our food, how we protect our natural resources for future generations, and even how we support and value those farmers who grow our food. The vision that many Iowans seek for agriculture here and around the globe is of a regenerative and balanced system grounded in relationships to our environment and to our communities. No one else in Iowa is taking such a comprehensive approach to these issues.
As students from a wide range of disciplines, we are passionate about developing sustainable solutions to modern agricultural challenges. The mission of the Leopold Center is to identify and develop new ways to farm profitably while conserving natural resources, as well as reducing negative environmental and social impacts. Supporting a socially just, environmentally sound agricultural system goes beyond simply providing food, fiber, and fuels. It means revitalizing rural communities and turning Iowa into a shining example of how a resilient, locally funded agricultural system can make a large difference in individual communities and throughout the world.
The Leopold Center has been a leader in the farming community by helping farmers become more efficient and profitable. We need more innovation, not less. We need to build on our wise investments towards sustainability. And for this generation and for the next generation, we need the Leopold Center more than ever.
I'm the Director of Refugee Community Services at Lutheran Services in Iowa, or LSI. In 2010, a group of Central Iowans who all came from farming backgrounds in countries like Rwanda, Burundi, Bhutan, and Burma approached LSI wondering how they and the families in their ethnic communities could put their skills and passion for farming to use here in their new home state of Iowa. They expressed a desire to return to farming in order to grow familiar foods, pass on family traditions, heal from the trauma and violence of their past, and to contribute to the health and well-being of their new communities. Thanks to the Leopold Center for Sustainable Agriculture, that desire was able to take root and became a reality for hundreds of families here in central Iowa. Leopold's investment in this research has grown into LSI's Global Greens program. It's a program that builds upon the agricultural skills and aspirations of recently arrived refugees, and through access to land and culturally and linguistically appropriate training, provides a spectrum of opportunities for families to re-engage in agriculture, ranging from small garden plots to multi-acre farming operations. These farmers are using their love of agriculture to care for the land in our urban area and are helping meet the demand for sustainably grown fruits and vegetables in our capital city. The model that was first researched through the support of the Leopold Center has since been developed, has now been shared as a toolkit with other Iowa communities. Without the Leopold Center for Sustainable Agriculture, I don't know what would have become of those farmers' dreams and aspirations.
Good morning. I'm Liz Garst from Coon Rapids. I am a conventional farmer with farms in Carroll, Audubon, and Guthrie counties. The Leopold Center was formed to address some of the issues generated by our agricultural systems. Iowa's lost 1/2 of its topsoil since we started farming. It's lost half its organic matter since we started farming. And it's lost about 1/3 of the inherent nitrogen in our soils. No-till is not sufficient to address the problems we have in conventional agriculture. Necessary, but not sufficient. We desperately need more research in seed coatings so we can efficiently plant cover crops. We need to figure out how to reduce the allelopathic effect of cover crops going into corn. We need to understand better how to get multi-species cover crops actually to work in our seasons. We also need work in third crops. Corn, soybean rotation is not sufficient to protect our soil, and a lot more work on the subject of the brand new subject of soil health. I would love to know more about the effects of specific chemicals on the soil biotic community. We have a long ways to go, and I encourage the state legislature to fully fund the Leopold Center so that conventional farmers can start doing better, so that organic farmers can start doing better, local food producers. There's tons of work to be done, but I want to represent conventional farmers. There's a lot the Leopold Center can do for us too.
And we're third-generation certified organic crop and livestock farmers near Harlan, Iowa. Our farm has personally benefited from the research and outreach that the Leopold Center has provided since its inception.
We supply schools, institutions, grocery stores, and restaurants with local foods. This would not have happened without the support of the Leopold Center.
The Leopold Center for Sustainable Agriculture is one of the few organizations that provides a beacon of hope. They have created an understanding of what rural communities need to survive and thrive. Their promotion of diversity within agriculture has shown the best promise for revitalizing rural Iowa.
It was just introduced today. I mentioned it we just had a caucus of House Democrats. They are aware of it. They, if they want to, will be signing on to it as additional sponsors.
What's the number of the bill again?
It's House File 2241.
Thank you.
It was referred to appropriations, which means it's funnel-proof. If they wanted to take it up, they could do that anytime before the end of the session, or they could just insert it as an amendment to a budget bill. So it's not subject to the funnel deadline like other policy legislation is.
One more thing.
Yeah.
So the vote was originally on party lines when it came along back, last year.
Pretty much.
So do you anticipate any different outcome do you feel like there's greater engagement from the majority party this time
The bigger
around?
problem we have this year is we don't have any money. Finding $1 million for the Leopold Center basically would mean, who do we take it away from? So if you have any ideas, who you want to flick some paint on, who might not feel it, that's kind of what they did last year. So if there's a dedicated revenue stream out there that goes somewhere other than the general fund, I did not take the time to do the digging to see if that's sitting around somewhere. But if you know of something else.
Now more than ever, we need Leopold Center. So we are here as farmers, scientists, community leaders, and students to call upon our Iowa's decision makers to support a fully funded, fully staffed, reimagined Leopold Center for Sustainable Agriculture.
The economic impact of the Leopold Center has been immeasurable, and the return on investments has been very substantial. A fully funded Leopold Center is needed now more than ever.
Farmers need the Leopold Center. Rural communities need the Leopold Center. Iowa needs the Leopold Center. Thank you.